So yeah. All right. So let's head back to our channels. Well, that looks better. It's still only coming out at 4. Oh, there we go. There's my option. That is so much better. Okay. Yeah, so we're back. How you guys doing? It has been a thing, and welcome to the dark side of the room. I thought I shut you up. Yeah, there we go. I'm shutting up the phone. Boom. 3:30. Yeah, I know I'm late. All right. But with the lateness that we have come across, boom. Hey, what's going on, strange little sad strange little man, and everybody else that's in on all the platforms. This is one of the things I was trying to do. One of the streaming software things that I was trying right here was not doing me good. They were not doing me good. And when I say they weren't doing me good, I mean I was really trying to do all these platforms and Instagram simultaneously. That was what was gonna be my jam. But it didn't quite work the way that I wanted it to work. So yeah, that is a thing that, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Save that. Yeah, that is a thing, and you know, so we'll see how that goes. I've got one more thing that I can give a shot to, but I'll think about all that tomorrow. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys, all that stuff. So yeah, woohoo, cool. So we are in, and today we are gonna have a little bit of a laugh. But first, of course, I gotta do my housekeeping. I gotta do all that stuff, you know, let you guys know, let everybody who's watching this know. You know, I do this Monday through Friday, blah 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 blah, doing the whole thing. And ooh, what is this? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I do this Monday through Thursday, all that jazz. I'm especially testing this for tomorrow when we do Hobby Haul, because we're going to be doing this on the internet and all that jazz. And I want to thank everybody for showing up, my Twitchers, my Facebookers, all that stuff. And these announcements are going to be going out to Deckers on the Book and all that jazz. Hopefully the stream in and of itself is actually going relatively smoothly. That is what I'm hoping. But in the meantime, if you guys got questions or comments or want to talk to us about some stuff, or just really want to know, like, hey, what is going on, that's simple. All you got to do, ooh, what is happening here? Ah, there we go. All you got to do is head on over to your keyboard and send me an email. Ask me a question at backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK@gmail.com. Hit us up on YouTube. Hey, YouTube, you know, we're here. We're doing the thing. Hopefully there are some folks watching and all that stuff. And, you know, the YouTube only has like less than 200 subscribers. But yeah, that's a big thing. You know, and we're trying to grow the community doing all that stuff. So sign up on all that stuff, along with the Twitter and the Deckers on the Book and all that stuff. Hopefully folks got the notifications that are out. So that is one of the things that I've been working on. And of course, if you guys want to help us out, because, you know, it's a lot of people are like, oh my God, hey Karen. A lot of people are saying, like, you know, this will help us out, this does this does that, this does this. Fact is, doing this costs money, and I've got like 30, 40 different things. Yes, I'm being hyperbolic, but a lot of different tiny payments. 14 here, 20 here, 15 here, 30 here. And if you guys want to pop by and help us out with that, all you have to do is, if you're on Twitch, scroll down. If you're on YouTube, check out the description, or you can just head over to patreon.com/BID_P and become a patron, where for as little as $1 per month, you can help us keep the lights on, because that's a big thing. And again, one of the ways that you can help us out for free on all this stuff will be coming up after this. But for as little as $1, boom, you become a patron. That really helps. And we've got different tiers with different prizes and different incentives. And once you hit the royalty tier, that's when we give you shout outs at every single broadcast that we do on every platform, like our queen Shannon Boom Boom Lay, our other queen Quinn the Jin Merrill, our third queen Jamal Lee. We don't have any kings in our hand right now, but we do have a couple of aces up our sleeve, which Jennifer Kroll and Paul Mansfield. And you guys really help keep the lights on. And again, some of our incentives are stickers and miniatures. Like we made a miniature of myself, the Cinematic Sorcerer miniature, and those are going out along with keychains. And for the upper tiers, we have really cool dice rollers that we're going to be talking about a little today. But first, I really needed a laugh. Okay, that is one of the really big things that I wanted to talk with you folks about. So let's just do something a little different. Yeah, that's better. Let's bring down the music just a tiny bit, because seriously, it has been a serious couple of weeks. And again, I was working, so I wasn't here broadcasting for you guys, but I can tell you it was affecting me too. A whole lot of effects, and sometimes, more often than not, I need to unplug, do a little disconnect, and get a laugh. And you guys might want to know what I do. And I'm like, all right. So I was doing that this morning because, sometimes the world is terrible. And by terrible, I just don't want to look at a whole bunch of stuff. So what do we got? Well, one of my favorite groups on Facebook, you guys can call it up, is called, again, a lot of people don't like the name, but please don't take it as a universal pejorative. But the group is named What in the Name of Karen is, or what in the unseasoned name of Karen is this Caucasity? And it's all about food that people are saying is good that you would go, nah, son, nah, I don't, I really, I don't, nah, no. So, of course, I got pictures. Ha ha, ha ha ha. Yeah, our first picture today that I wanted to talk about is a special level of hilarious. And we have I watch a lot of cooking shows. Okay, I like food. I like cooking. Some people are like, well, that's just because you're a tourist. I'm like, I don't care about the just becauses. I like food. I like eating, and I grew up poor. I know the struggle. All right, and the struggle is real. There's a whole bunch of people out there that had to eat their own spaghetti sandwich. And if y'all don't know it, it's leftover spaghetti in a slice of bread that you fold in half and eat like a hot dog. Why? Because mom and dad, or mom or dad, if you come from a single parent home, are at work, you're a latchkey kid, and you can either try cooking something new or take what you got, make what you want out of your leftovers. All right? But that doesn't mean I don't love to eat. I love to cook, and in all honesty, I appreciate food. But I ain't a snob about it, because hungry is hungry, the struggle's real. And again, this channel is really talking about stuff from the perspective of people of color, women, LGBTQ, the neurodivergent, physically divergent, or really the poor, like the rural poor. And shout outs to the trailer park. I'm from the ghetto. We're just on the opposite sides of the city dump. Check out your own city planning. Engineers do what they got to do. But a lot of times people like to cook. And there is something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is the assumption of expertise, or the assumption of one's own expertise where the evidence does not back it. And this entire page is about that. And I'm like, oh my God, people that think they can cook that go, this is fantastic. Then you look at it and it's like, no thanks. So that's what I wanted to share with some of you guys today. You know, we normally talk about gaming and how to navigate life through the metaphors of gaming or the metaphors of building things. But you know, sometimes things get heavy and we just need a laugh. Okay, so let's check out one of the first ones that I'm taking a look at, cause bruh. Do you guys ever go to the grocery store and you hit like the bakery section because it always smells good, but there was always something a little weird about the bakery cakes and the bakery, like the bread was always all right, but like you get a cake and it just doesn't seem now. That's just a personal thing, honestly. My kid is a baker at a grocery store, and you know, my kid knows exactly what they are doing, so it's a thing. And when I watch cooking shows, I see a whole lot of different critiques. You know, I see, you know, I love the Great British Baking Show, you know, but sometimes whether it's Mary Berry or Prue or, you know, Paul Hollywood, and it's like, well, your piping, your piping could use a little work. Yeah. I mean, this is good, but you know, oh yeah, expert piping there and all that stuff. That whole using the squeeze thing. Now, I don't know what expert looks like, but I definitely know what bad looks like. And it's that time of the year where there's a big thing. There's a big thing. Halloween just passed, and now there is a cultural war between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because the stores are like, look, it's Christmas time. It's Christmas time. And Thanksgiving's like, oh, whoa. Our dinner is the first one of the year where you're supposed to argue with your uncle that you believe the opposite of in everything. So, I mean, it's real. So, of course, I was looking through this. I look through stuff like this all the time. And I'm like, okay, all right, we're going to be dealing with some of this stuff. And, you know, I'm like, I love buttercream on cakes. Okay, I'm not a frost, like buttercream frosting is my bag. Whipped cream is just a little too light for my personal taste. But when it comes to buttercream in a professional settings, you have to spread it nice, or you have to do some good piping. And again, I don't know what good piping is, but I do know that this is not a turkey on top of a cake. I mean, seriously. Don't get me wrong. I had no idea that Mr. Hanky had a cousin for other holidays. You know, and yeah, right? Good God. You know, I took a look at that and I'm like, you know, yeah, we're going to have a little fun with that. Because, you know, there are a lot, and I mean a lot of different things. And again, when it comes to cooking, you know, a lot of people do suffer the Dunning-Kruger effect. And yeah, you know, no, you don't need not safe for work warnings. Okay. But one thing I will say is, I've never been to the Caribbean. Okay, I have never been to the Caribbean. I've been a lot of places, but anywhere that features dreadlocks and reggae just has not hit my traveling itinerary. But like I said, I love food. And I tried. I went to foodnetwork.com. I went to jamaicaeats.com. I went to, you know, a couple of places in my mom's neck of the woods where there's a lot of people of color that, you know, have restaurants, because we like cooking and we like eating. It's how we express love, celebratory stuff. You can do the Googling all you want. I could talk about it, but we're trying to have fun instead of thinking about the depressing past of the United States of America. But one thing I do know is that jerk chicken does not come with bananas and raisins. Oh my God. I'm just like, yeah, no. The the last thing I can think is like, the Caribbean accent, putting on some Ziggy Marley and going, you know what my dinner needs? Raisins. Yeah, actually, yeah, Frank, this is on Twitch as well. Just go to twitch.tv.com or twitch.tv/BID_P. And yeah, that's where we are too. Thank you guys. Let's see who is in Twitch with me right now. All right, yeah, Chasen, what's going on, man? It's been a while. I know. And Lurks, thank you for doing your thing. Thank you for doing your thing. I've got a bot on my moderation right now. Ooh, black and white. Yeah, wait, what is this black and white, Nick? Or is that Neo? Oh, yeah, it's probably my South African. What's up, man? But yeah, so seriously, dude, yeah, again, like I said it before and I say it again. I have seen a lot of recipes for jerk chicken, but never have I seen one with a lack of spices, bananas, and raisins. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. If I was hungry enough, I'd eat it. I wouldn't call it jerk chicken, but actually, I wouldn't eat it personally because I can't digest chicken. That is my California eating stuff. But yeah, I mean, seriously speaking, it is a thing. Let's see, what else have we found back here? Now, I myself, let me check. I really need to check on what this thing is. I'm not sure, but I've never been the biggest fan. Oh, thanks, Jason. Yeah, you're back. You subscribed. All right, this is sweet. I have never, ever really been huge on shrimp cocktail. Seriously, I've never been a big fan of shrimp cocktail. Only because growing up we didn't have enough money, so if we had shrimp, it was going into something like jambalaya or gumbo, but just to go, wow, we have enough money to eat shrimp on its own. Yes, shrimp. This is so filling. Not really something that's gone on. But you know what? I can talk about my struggle. But a lot of the times when I look at this stuff, I see, hey, thank you, man, you're following. What? Yeah, I look at this stuff and I'm like, you know what? I had struggle. I really did. But never, like, I guess it's because I owned my struggle as a kid. Like, there was a good amount of time as a teenager where my entire diet consisted of toast and coffee. And believe it or not, yes, at 6'4", my growth is stunted. The men in my family, from my father's side, are all like basketball player height. But yeah, I own my struggle, and I never pretended for it to be anything else. But have you ever talked to your family if you grew up with a struggle, and they're like, "No, I'll make you something better than McDonald's. I'll make you better something than this. No, y'all really want to do this?" And it's like, we would call it gaslighting now, but it's like, mother, I would love a shrimp cocktail. And it's like, you know what? Eat this. Yeah, you gonna have it. No, that is shrimp cocktail. Shut up. Shut your mouth. That's shrimp cocktail. And you're like, this ain't shrimp cocktail. It's just a bunch of microwave hot dogs sitting up in a cup of milk. And it's like, you know what? I'm willing to bet that that's government issued powdered milk too. So I'm just saying, it's, yeah, the government milk, government cheese, we had all that, but never did we think about doing that with it. I'm sorry, that's just that is not something that we thought about doing right there, And again, yes, this comment, every day we stray further from God. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I saw one on here this morning that just it hurt my heart. It really did. It was amazing. It was amazing. But now, I grew up in Southern California. I grew up in Los Angeles, and what I will say, Okay, that what I will say, and this is a retweet from someone who they were nice enough to redact the name of. But yeah, I will tell you flat out, um, I try not to be a food snob. Okay, and when I say try not to be a food snob, it's like I grew up in the struggle, so we ate what we had, we called it good, you know. Um, but there are just certain levels that I can't cross, and I want to do a deep dive into this one real quick. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? This is good. Yeah. Who else? Who do I got here watching on YouTube? That is the thing. I am covered in monitors, by the way, guys. Yeah. So yeah, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? Cause I'm ready for this. So let's take a deep dive. Let's take a look. These are wacky tacos. Okay. Yeah, these are wacky tacos. And these wacky tacos feature ground beef, flour tortillas, and what looks to be either canned or frozen corn, carrots, and green beans. And let's just take a look at a real deep dive into this. Now, I got a lot of friends that are from Texas, and Tex-Mex food features the flour tortilla. So I'm not gonna give way too much crap to the flour tortilla thing. As a matter of fact, I happen to like flour tortillas very much. It's just where I come from. Yeah, one of the things that one of the things that I came to learn having a bunch of Latino friends is that if it's got a flour tortilla, it's closer to a fajita than it is to a taco. But you know what? I've also raised children, and children ain't got that kind of food snobbery. They got, no, I'm not going to eat it. And then you're stuck between, do I send them to their room? Do I allow them not to eat and just wither away and starve? Or do I convince them to eat it? Like trick them into going, no, this is fun. Hey. Or do I do something that will get Child Protective Services on me? I don't know. See, coming from the ghetto, I'm like, I ain't going to eat that. And my mom's like, fine. You're not eating anything, And I'm like, just let me have a bowl of cornflakes. And it's like, no, you gonna eat these sprouts. That's what you gonna eat. But so I get that. But the succotash, the ground beef, like, okay, I get that a lot of salsas have corn, and I'm down with that. Yeah, like a lot of salsas have corn. Corn is very much a Mexican thing, and I say Mexican because it's in Mexico where the taco comes from, and corn is definitely a thing down there because you got to make the corn tortillas out of something. But, kind of a deconstructed corn tortilla, that goes a little bit further. Yeah, oh yeah, you caught that, huh? The box mac and cheese. Now, some tacos, especially the hard-shelled ones, they come with a little cheese on top. If you've been to Taco Bell, it's there. But the box mac and cheese, like, there is a level of taking what you got and calling it good. And then there's this, And again, I'm not trying to mess with people's struggle. I'm really not. But, again, the world is on fire and I gotta laugh at something. So yeah, let me just put this right back. It's like, it's a sin. It's a sin. I get, like, looking at this thing, I can't turn away. I'm like Alex from Clockwork Orange. I'm just like, no, you don't do that to canned corn. And again, I'm going to put this out there. Yesterday we talked about perspective. Okay, perspective is big. And we probably wouldn't look at this and go, nah, son, nah, I'll eat a newspaper. I'm good. If they didn't call it tacos. Names have some serious power. Because, when you say taco, you either think of your local fast food chain, especially if you're in, like, the Midwest of California, or if you're in, say, I don't know, Cheapside in London. you probably think of whatever fast food local eatery that you have there. I grew up in Los Angeles and I grew up in the ghetto, so I got street tacos and taco trucks. Like I can't like go to work without running into. There's like four. No lie, around the corner from the Wizards Tower is a liquor store. Okay, Likastow, liquor store that sells tacos. Okay, tacos are everywhere here. Tacos here are like steak in Nebraska. You know, it's there. That's what we got. And yeah, sometimes I wish I was in Nebraska because steak. Let's see. But if they didn't call it that, yeah. So that's a thing. Now, I know we're having fun, we're laughing, and don't click off, okay? We're only gonna get somber for a hot minute, all right? Just because, I'm not gonna say this isn't safe for work, but it's I gotta. This is the closest thing to a snuff film I'm ever gonna recommend you guys. I mean, seriously. And that's this right here. This right here is a tragedy. I have never seen murder in a way that I'm looking at this. Of course, we've got the tweet here, and it's like, who said steak couldn't be cooked medium rare in a microwave? I did. Just look at that. Look at it. Let's take it in. Oh my God. Oh my God. And again, I'm looking at this, and my girlfriend, the Hobbit, was just like, oh my God, they murdered that poor steak. Like, this isn't dinner. This is not dinner. This is an autopsy. This is, and I swear, she's funny, but that one killed me. It's like, yeah, that's right. So even Vixen is going, nah, they killed it. Oh man, just look at this. It's not even the lack of sear marks. I see no evidence of pepper. I don't see any spices on this. I see no salt. Like, the salt coulda evaporated. But I don't. I'm gonna say this. All right. I am not the best at Photoshop. Okay. I'm not even fifth best. But I do know that of the animators and illustrators I know, I don't know one that would waste their time photoshopping pepper off of a piece of food. All right, just oh my God. I mean, look at this. This is just wow. No pepper, no salt, not even on the potatoes. Like, the potatoes don't even have. It looks like they got some sort of brown liquid on yeah. All right, Sad Strange Little Man. You have fun at your game. All right. Send me an email with updates on it. But yeah, this is like, yeah. And what kills me about this, what really killed me about all this is they got a tablecloth, they got food here as garnish on the table that they're not eating. So, and of course they claimed it. They have a microwave. So, I'm going to say this to anybody who's moved out of the house for the first time. All right. I'm going to say this right there. If you got a microwave, there is a 98.45719% chance that you got a skillet. All right? I don't care if you have to light a freaking birthday candle to put the skillet over. That would taste better than a steak cooked in the microwave to medium rare. I mean, this is Cronenberg level atrocity. I'm sorry. This is like, I'm looking at this and all I'm seeing is like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly or something directed by John Carpenter. I mean, this is just terrible. Now, here's some stuff that I have seen. Yeah, this is some stuff that I looked at that on one level, I'm kind of going, nah, and then I stop for a minute, okay? Because that's exactly right, Black and White. Piece of metal and a lighter. Just doesn't even have to be a skill. Just a piece of metal, like you use your license plate and a lighter, Just I mean, when I was a kid, we used to steal hubcaps, and now I see a reason to do so. But yeah, I mean, but seriously speaking, I looked at this and I'm like, nah, son, nah. And the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of going, that not terrible. Okay, you ready for this? All right, especially for those of you guys on keto or Atkins, or any one of those things that are like, no, too many carbs are bad, right? Well, have a meat cake. That's right, it's a cake made out of meat. We have the main part of the cake. These little flowers here are made of bacon. The frosting is mashed potatoes, and I gotta say, they look nice and strained. They look smooth. I see pepper, and it's garnished with whole basil leaves. I gotta say, like, that in and of itself, I ain't too mad at. They have on the thing, they got a couple of shots. Here's a piece of it, cut, and I ain't gonna lie. You know what? That ain't terrible. Okay, the meat is cooked really well. I look on the bottom, I see searing, I see spices. I'm like, you know what? Well done. I can live with a meat cake. I mean, seriously, it's no crazier than the double down sandwich from KFC, So I'm like, a meat cake? I can deal with a meat cake. That's just something I can deal with. I mean, I figured, so I figured we'd have a little bit of a laugh, just a little bit of a laugh. And, I like ending on a high note, a meat cake with bacon garnish, because, yeah, I would say that, but yeah, you might want to, head over to the Facebooks and be like, yeah, you know what? Asked to join the group. What in the unseasoned name of Karen is this caucasity? And they don't get too political on that. That is one thing I definitely do like. Not that I don't have political opinions. It's just sometimes I just want to look at a meat cake. I memean, that's all. Just like, sometimes the world is on fire. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, and I just want to see a meat cake. They have one picture here that I wanted to show you guys because it's actually kind of cool, which is, there we go. The elf was delicious. Had the cookies for dessert. Thank you, from Santa. And somebody made a little elf skeleton out of chicken bones. I mean, seriously. Because sometimes, like I said, the world is on fire, and you need to look at a meat cake, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with looking at a meat cake from time to time. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm at right now. Because, hey, what's going on, Jack? How you doing, Jack? Finally left a comment. Yes, yum on the meat cake. There is a meat shake. Nah, son. Nah. Or should I say, meat shake. No meat cake. So, our next topic, for today is, this is a little more serious, but it's not going to be political, all right? Because like I said, we don't discuss politics, but we do discuss communication, all right? After last week, there have been some opinions out there, right? And it's been weird. It's just been weird. And I was talking to a friend of mine today because, or a friend of mine online today, because they're a veteran and it's Veterans Day. And regardless of how I feel about this country, how I feel about politics and all that stuff, people who go to the military do something that I could never bring myself to do. They surrender their lives, they surrender their consciousness, and they form themselves into something in service of something else. That might not be their motivation for going. In fact, most of the motivations I've seen has been my parents made me, I'm broken, I need a job, or it was either that or prison. Okay. But whatever reason they went through everything they went through. And for the past generation, it has been a given that if you enlist, you're going to war. You're going to go to Iraq. You're going to go to Afghanistan. That's just what's going to happen. And you know this signing up, and these people do it anyway. And they go through at least 2 years, up to 20, 30, 40 years of this job, which is based on the principle of service of others. And for that, I and everybody involved in producing Back on the Deck Productions, you get your props, because I could never be a soldier. I don't like being yelled at. That's not my thing. But I was talking to someone, and it was in response to something that I put out there. Thanks, Karen. Thanks a lot, Karen. Thanks for stopping by. Let people know we'll be back tomorrow with a craft show. So, yeah, tomorrow we're going to be crafting, also right here, and it's pretty awesome. Thought about running an ad, but yeah. One of the things I'm noticing is, when it comes to all that jazz, I'm big respectful, but somebody talked about something political, and then I put a response of that on my personal Facebook page. And some people shared it, and a lot of people came by with this sophistry style arguments. And instead of doing what the internet encourages to do, and going, blah, you're wrong, blah. I hope everything in your life or everything that you love turns to ash in your mouth. I read the fight. And I said, you know what? Happy Veterans Day, my friend, because you went through it. And to that person, I said, you know what? I really hope you find the peace in your life that it seems that you're lacking. That's what I said, And I said, I wish you luck in all of your endeavors on being the type of person that you would want one of your children to marry. That's all. And I want to put that out there real quick. Well, not just real quick, but I want to explain that. Okay. When I was very young, I was married and I was gonna have a kid, and something hit me. This kid is gonna look at me and either say, "That is what it's like to be a man. That is what I'm supposed to do. That is what it's like to be an adult. And that is my hero." Okay, so it's either this is who I want to be like, or this is who I want to be with. And this has nothing to do with their sexual organs. It had everything to do with the environment I could provide. And I'm like, this kid is going to look at me and say, that's my hero, whether or not I liked it. And I had to ask myself, if my son or daughter, this was before non-binary was public knowledge, so bear with me, okay? I'm talking back in the 90s. If my son or daughter came home and said, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and that person was just like me, would I shake their hand or make them suck-start a shotgun? And let's be real, all right? Let's be real honest. And the answer was B. It really was. And I'm like, okay, well, if they are going to look at me as an example of what to be and what to be with, I'd better up my game. I'd better become that person. Because if I saw my kid as a douche nozzle, and then I also realized that my kid was just like me, that means I failed at my one job as a parent, which is not to make terrible people. All right? That's what I thought. That's what I reformed my life about. So when I talk to people and I say good luck with that, good luck in becoming the type of person that you want your child to bring home, I mean that. And I say that to this person who was using sophistry and doing the blah, my side lost, blah, 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 thing. Because in my experiences, people who are most happy with themselves don't behave in that manner. Uh-oh. Unexpected error while recording. But I'm still streaming, so I'm good. So yeah, that is one of the things that that's one of the things that I think about, and that's one of the things that I hope for every person. I really hope that every person can be the type of person that they would like if their children brought home as a romantic interest, as a friend, just someone where if they met themselves in another body, they wouldn't be going nuts. Okay. And that is what I try and do. And I thought about it. I posted it out there. And I washed my hands of the whole thing. In one of my favorite books, the Earth is destroyed in the 6th or 7th chapter. And it's found out about by our main characters who are on a generational star voyage. And to their knowledge, they are the last of the human race, and they're not going home. And this book is called Double Star. It was started by, or not Double Star, Star's My Destination. It was begun by Robert A. Heinlein. He died, and then Spider Robinson finished it under the supervision of Virginia Heinlein, or as Robert used to call her, Jenny. And when the people found out that Earth was destroyed, they didn't find out how. They just knew something happened to the sun, it destroyed the world, and they're it. That's it. They're the last of it. There is no more Earth. No, Earth is gone. Humans aren't extinct because there's them, but Earth is gone. And they were angry. And they wanted to find out who did it and got back at them and blah, 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 blah. And one of the characters is like, look, anger is easy. I'm angry. But anger, as easy as it is, should not be the place where we, as the last of humanity, begin our journey into the future. Now, I read this book after a breakup, so I was just like, you're telling me not to be angry? So yeah, it was interesting. But as the years have passed, and my hours in therapy have increased, I'm starting to understand that notion a little more. I'm trying to understand the notion of being angry is a natural thing. But taking actions based on those emotions, where anger is the primary motivation. Now, don't get me wrong. Anger itself, perfectly natural emotion. It is our soul's way of letting us know that we've been treated unfairly. But to act in anger, to harm another, that in and of itself has never led to good things. That in and of itself has been the fall of every great civilization outside of greed. And so that's a really big thing, And when I read the comments on my YouTube videos, or when I read the comments on a lot of things I post, or when I'm reading my friends' comments and someone who thinks the exact opposite way as I do comes in trying to bully the comment section. And some of you guys, before we took our hiatus in October, saw when people come in trying to make me angry or trolling or whatever, I kind of look at it and I'm like, okay, I have a choice. I can tell them to go eat a taco that's made of succotash with mac and cheese, or I can just move on with my day. That doesn't mean I don't feel. That doesn't mean I don't get this visceral, guttural reaction. It just means that reaction won't be the place that my actions come from. So that's what I was thinking. And when I was writing that reply, I'm like, I hope you find happiness one day, dude. I really do. Because happy people don't go, well, you're wrong about that, and according to this, you're people, and and I'm like, dude, hopefully one day you'll be happy. Okay? And that's what I want to offer all you guys, all you Deckers, be it on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or whatever. I want all of us to be happy. You guys, me, even our enemies. I want them to be happy. As long as their happiness does not require my extinction, and there's way fewer people in the world that think that than you might think. You know, no, not double star. Star's my destination. Um, sorry, I was answering black and white Nick. Yeah, black and white Nick. But yeah, so in in the coming days of all of our lives, we're gonna come across people that disagree with us. A lot of people that prejudge us as subhuman, that just don't like us. Now, I'm not saying you should wish for them to be happy. That's sometimes that's a level of enlightenment that's unfair to ask. But what I'm hoping is, oh, now in color. Now I get that. Black and white, now in color. NIC. Alright, cool. I thought you meant black and white Nick like a beatnik. Dear God, I'm old. But what I will say is that I hope all of you find happiness in yourselves. And I want to help you guys do that. Because that happiness, that contentment with oneself, really takes the edge off of the immature behavior of other people. I learned this from my great-grandmother in her last days, a 93-year-old woman that was just unflappable in the face of anything. You know, I'm not to say that I'd never made her mad. I made her mad. I was a challenging child. Yes, challenging. That's a good one. But what I will say was that I could never get her goat by disagreeing with her, or talking about things that I knew she didn't like. Whenever I disagreed with her, she would just smile, shake her head, and go, "All right, boy, keep living." And that was it. That was all she would say. And that's the whole thing. Now, I know with the internet, the 21st century, and all that stuff, it's really easy to judge people's actions and to throw them into a category and write them off. But if you guys are new to the channel, you'll see I say a phrase all the time. People are complicated. Okay? And another one I say all the time is life is complicated. So it's really hard to categorize anything based on small amounts of information. But when a person is happy with themselves, okay, they are much less apt to judge people negatively or passionately. All right? So yeah, that's the whole thing. Now, what do you got to do to get happy with yourself? I don't know. I'm only 43. Ask me again in 40 years. One thing I know is that holding yourself up to standards that you haven't tested against life helps. Not judging yourself for how you feel or what you think helps. Not being as worried about whether or not you're a good person and being more concerned with how you act, how you treat people, how you interact with people, that could help. And yeah, Jack on YouTube is saying, and serotonin. So, and those are definite things that, lead to a little bit more happiness. But yeah, so that's somewhere I got to. But that's just some of the stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about today, or talk about with you guys today. Because let's face it, there's a whole lot of stuff that we can look at and be upset about and all of that stuff. But sometimes, instead of looking at the world through all of this negative stuff, just looking at the world through all of this negative stuff and all of these terrible things, sometimes you just need to look at a picture. Just one small little picture of baked beans, hot dogs, and bran flakes, and think, you know what? Life is not that bad. Because, meat cake. But I want to thank you guys for showing up. Major thanks to all the people in my chats on every platform. Let me know how you guys like this platform or this new style of doing all of these platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and all that stuff. We do shows every Monday through Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm here for an hour Monday through Wednesday, and then I'm here for 2 to 3 hours on Thursday, depending on what we build. If you guys want to join us tomorrow for Hobby Haul, go out and get yourselves a cheap $1 piece of foam core from the 99-cent store, some PVA glue, also known as Elmer's glue, some really cheap craft paints, and join us. And we are going to make some fun stuff, okay? And we are going to make stuff for your D&D gaming table, you know, because I like doing it. I always wanted to do it. And, yeah, tomorrow is going to be kind of interesting because we're going to do two projects. This one you're going to need like a dead pillowcase or a dead sheet, and some caulking and some cheap craft paint. But yeah, that's what we're looking at on that front tomorrow. So yeah, it's what, I don't gotta warn you guys before I show you guys pictures of meat cake. But yeah, so that is what we're doing. But if you guys got any other questions about what you're gonna need, what you're gonna like, and all that jazz, it's easy. All you gotta do is send me an email at backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK. Hey, Lauf, how you doing? At gmail.com. And, you know, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. You know, if you're on Twitter, you know, follow us on the social media so you guys can see what we're up to. Follow us on the SoundCloud so you can hear a whole lot of this stuff. Hang on. Fine, I'll allow that. You know, and yeah, I mean, seriously, hit us up on all these platforms. Join us, you know, and if you guys, ooh, yeah, that's fun. Hang on. Ooh, forgot to do that. And yeah, boom, there we go. All right. Yeah, hit us up on all that stuff. If you guys want to help us out, you've got whole lot of options. Subscribe to us on these platforms. If you're on Twitch, use your Prime account. It won't cost a dime. Share our videos. Bring your friends when you see that we're live streaming so that we can have all these conversations and all that stuff. And yeah, the final way is you guys can definitely help us out by heading over to patreon.com/BID_P. And becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month. You guys really, really help us out with a lot of this stuff. And I mean that. You guys help us keep our cameras working, keep the lights on. One of the big things that we do, especially for Hobby Haul, is I gotta buy materials like flocking and paints and all that other stuff. And that is really helped out by our royalty tier. Our queens, kings, and all that, our queens, kings, and aces, like our Queen Shannon Boom Boom Lay, Quinn the Jen Marrow, Jamal Lee, also known as the King of Living Room Furniture. We don't have any kings in our hand right now, but we do have a couple of aces up our sleeves in Jennifer Kroll and Paul Mansfield. So, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for spending time with me here in the Wizard's Tower. And remember, if anybody tells you guys that you're not welcomed or you're not supposed to be here based on your circumstances of birth, be it race, religion, creed, gender identity, sexual orientation, your disability, or your budget, you just tell them that we said to take any of them cards and put them back in the deck. This is Solar Grey, the Cinematic Sorcerer, saying thank you guys for joining me here on the dark side of the room.